Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about the Great Reset, the World Economic Forum, technology, AI, so let's take a look. U.S. government agencies hit in global cyber attack. Is this the World Economic Forum trying to bring down the United States power grid? Now, Christian Martin, who wrote this tweet, he's wide awake to what's going on. CNN, however, wants to blame Russia. Several U.S. federal government agencies have been hit in a global cyber attack by Russian cyber criminals that exploits a vulnerability in widely used software, according to a top U.S. cybersecurity agency. But why would you blame Russia when you have a guy like Klaus Schwab saying this?
We all know, but still pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole.
So if you have a guy who's planning out cyber attacks, right, this is my whole opinion on this. I think the World Economic Forum is testing cyber attacks on certain governments, certain companies, to see how fast they react, how fast they could get systems back online. And then later, they're going to create a much bigger cyber attack, like a global cyber attack. And, you know, you could go on and blame Russia all you want, but that's my opinion on this. What's your opinion? Put it in the comments section down below. World Economic Forum says emotionless AI will replace world governments by 2030. According to Klaus Schwab's right-hand man, Yuval Noah Harari, within the next few years, governments will be replaced by entities that are not organic. They don't breathe. They don't have emotions, he boasted in a new interview. The potential of AI is much, much bigger than any historical revolution. It's really a biological revolution, he said, claiming that up until now all life is organic, but soon that will no longer be the case. This is at least an idea of inorganic life forms. That's the biggest thing that's happened on Earth in over 4 billion years. Now, so in the future, say a world leader, a government leader, doesn't agree with the World Economic Forum because it's an AI. All they have to do is bring it back in and reprogram it. This is coming from the same guy who wants AI to rewrite the Bible. You know where this is headed? One world religion, one world currency, and one world government. And if this guy has his way, AI will be tied to all of that. Okay, simple question. When were the criteria for SPBD, Special Purpose Broker-Dealer, designated and made public? How did Aaron Kaplan's team apply to be registered this way? Was this option open for anyone else? Take a listen to what Gary Gensler had to say.
There was, even in the last 2 weeks, an entity filed as a crypto entity filed as what's called a special purpose broker-dealer and got registered that way.
So for years, we had no clear path forward, but within 2 weeks, Aaron Kaplan was able to register. Something is wrong there, and most likely it's this right here. I'm going to bury this tweet in replies to my own tweet. Later, when others find out, I want credit for being the first. This is coming from HP Love Bucks. First tweet, 2018, follow the rules. Second tweet, SEC, World Economic Forum, Davos, Fourth Industrial Revolution. Their own blockchain, SEC approved ATS years ago. This has been in the pipeline for a while. So what about Prometheum? In the spirit of the 50th Annual World Economic Forum, Prometheum aims to be an active contributor to the Fourth Industrial Revolution as we digitize the capital markets process, instigating a circular economy through blockchain automation. So that's most likely why we're seeing Prometheum show up right now at this specific time, all of a sudden, being able to register with the SEC. Gary Gensler doesn't have direct ties to the World Economic Forum. In other words, he's not listed anywhere there. But MIT is listed on the World Economic Forum website. So most likely in the past, Gary has met with Klaus Schwab, I'm sure, multiple times. And I think this is all coming together for this right here. World Economic Forum thinks it knows how to fix crypto policy. World Economic Forum targeting its recommendations at 3 major stakeholders categories: international organizations, regional or national regulators, and the industry as a whole. Establish best practices for crypto international organizations. Harmonize terminology and definitions. International organizations. In other words, they want to make global crypto regulations. Foster cross-sector coordination among regulators. Coordinate efforts to establish interoperable technical standards. Regulators. Share best practices for addressing operational and cybersecurity risk. Industry. Innovate responsibly and engage with policymakers and regulators. Industry. So if the World Economic Forum has its way, we will have global crypto regulations. But what about Ripple's ties with the World Economic Forum? I even think that the process that Ripple's going through with this lawsuit is part of the big plan, part of the much bigger picture. Sure, it costs Ripple $200 million, but what do they get at the end of the tunnel once the case is over and Ripple gets to win? They get regulatory clarity for XRP. XRP can then move forward. It's going to play a major role in the future for CBDCs. Who likes CBDCs? The World Economic Forum. Do you see how everything is playing its own part? Tokenization is to venture capital what eBay was to e-commerce. This is coming from the World Economic Forum panel, but that was back in 2020. Then take a listen to Ripple in 2021.
Because, again, the topic today is largely around payments and blockchain and digital assets, exciting. I also think the NFT game is incredibly interesting. We do think there's other use cases for our technology, for the digital assets, and that can be around central bank digital currencies. It can be around NFTs. We do think there's other use cases for our technology, for the digital assets, and that can be around central bank digital currencies. It can be around NFTs. We actually believe and put a lot of faith behind this World Economic Forum report that says that just a huge percent, 10% of the world's GDP could be tokenized by 2027.
And that's why Ripple is going big on tokenization. Every other ISO cryptocurrency also tied to tokenization. And again, it's because the World Economic Forum seen where tokenization was going to be in the future. And it's also going to play a very big role in that new financial system at the same time. World Economic Forum admits digital ID could be used for surveillance and persecution. A new World Economic Forum report has acknowledged a risk associated with implementation of digital IDs combined with central bank digital currencies. But that's all part of their plan as well. Take a listen to this guy right here. This guy, you take notice how he said surveillance over people 24 hours a day. And he talks about under the skin, because his plan for you in the future is to put the chip in you. That's going to be your digital ID. This way, everywhere you go, you will be tracked. Whatever you buy will be tracked, because that's what they want. And a CBDC allows them to control your money at the same time. So say, for instance, you're in a 15-minute city. You manage to get out of the 15-minute city. You have no money because they shut down your money. So how would you continue on outside of the 15-minute city in the future? That's why AI and digital IDs are so important, and this technology, even crypto, is so important to the World Economic Forum, because it's all part of the plan. It makes the plan possible. Former President Barack Obama has called for digital fingerprints to be mandatory online to help authorities censor so-called misinformation. How many of you actually want that? And this sounds a lot like this right here. Klaus Schwab's globalist organization says AI must be programmed to see hate speech and misinformation as problematic. It's because they want to censor what we talk about. You know, once a digital ID comes in the future, if you're speaking out or even talking about their evil plans and their evil agenda, again, they will shut off your money. They'll cut off your access to the internet as well and communications. Because again, that's where this is headed. The Soros heir. Notice the common theme. Now, anybody associated with Soros, and people thought right away because George Soros stepped down, that all of a sudden things were looking up. Not with his son Alexander at the helm. So deranged Alexander Soros vows to eradicate conservatives from the internet. I'm 100 times worse than my dad, he says. So now we're going to see crime continue on in all the major cities. And we're going to see all that chaos that we see in the major cities on the daily, you know, and it's because of people like him. And they fund all of these groups that keep that chaos going. Then there's this. In 2013, the World Economic Forum issued its 8th edition of Global Risk Report, where it made many predictions, including discovery of alien life in 2023. June 2023, the news is talking about a family seeing aliens in the backyard and people are seeing UFOs. 2024 will bring the fake alien invasion. This is all a means of distraction. It keeps people looking over there while they're doing this over here. That's why I say you need to wake up before it's too late. You need to start really seeing what's going on around you because everything is moving so fast. And sure, we have a handful of politicians fighting back against this, but laws take time to get put in place. Our government works on a snail's pace. Technology, however, is moving at the speed of light. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.